Hello, in this video we will see how to reward your employee with badges. To do so, the HR manager of iTools decides to install the gamification module. To do so, go in the human resource settings and tick the option Drive engagement with challenges and badges and apply to install. This will allow you to also create challenges in order to give these badges. Let's go back to the human resource menu. And now you will have a new engagement menu. Let's go back. Here you have engagement and you click on the badges first. Let's open one of the default badges, the good job one. Here you can decide the granting method. For example, who can be granted, the limit per month, and what has been already sent. And you can follow the statistic of these badges. The first things you can do is to manually grant this badge to an employee of the company. For example, you give to Nick Hausen or to Thomas, and you say, for a great job on our most important client. And then everybody will be able to see that Thomas has been granted this badge by going on its employee form and you can see here everybody will be able to see the badges received. This is a way to motivate the people. Let's go back in the engagement menu and now let's create a challenges. This will be different. Now the employee will have to achieve goals and objectives to be granted automatically a badge. For example, as we saw before, we can create timesheet. In this case, we will do an example about the timesheet. Let's call this challenge Make Your First Timesheet. The first things to do will always be to decide to who you assign this challenge. Click on Select Record. This is a clever way to assign automatically the challenge, and this will also be updated in function of the filter you put here. So I will, for example, decide that all the employee will receive it, all the normal employee. And to do this, I will select in the advanced search the groups. And here I will say the groups contain employee because there is an employee group in the access right of the user. You can apply this filter, and by ticking the check all box here, it will always take into account the filter we have put here to assign this challenge. Click on select. Here, of course, it has selected 3 records because they are all in the group employee. But if you create a new employee, it will be upgraded and set to 4. You can decide if your challenge will be a non-recurring one or on daily, weekly, or monthly basis. This is, for example, for sales objective to be achieved. You can set a responsible, and now we will let the date by default. It means that when you reach the goal, you will receive the badge. So let's now configure the goal. First, you have to put a goal definition. You have some default ones that are already pre-configured to give an example. But you can, of course, create goal on any object in function of what you need to do. We will create then a new goal definition that we will call first timesheet. And here you will click on automatic number of records. You will simply have to select the model. It will be the timesheet line that you will create. Then we also need to add a domain. This will tell the system that it is when a specific user creates a timesheet that its challenge has to be updated. It is quite technical, so I will just paste it here, the code, and save the goal. Here you can check the condition. We will let equal bigger or equal to, and we will set it to 1. This means that as soon as one timesheet has been created, the challenge will be fulfilled. Go in the reward tab, and you have to decide for every succeeding user, we will put the badges that has to be given. Let's create one here that we'll call first timesheet. Can be given to everyone. So let's save it. And don't forget to make sure that the option reward as soon as every goal is reached is ticked, in order that directly when a user has fulfilled it, he will receive the badges. You can also go in advanced settings here for more detailed configuration of the challenge. Then you can start the challenge to launch it. Now it is in progress. We can check the related goal. It has been assigned to Nick. We can see here that only Nick Hausen has it, which means that the 2 other employees already fulfilled this goal because they already created a timesheet. We can also see this on the employee form by going on the administrator, for example, and by clicking on the goal. It is green, meaning that he has fulfilled it. You can even track where he is. He is at 2 timesheet. You can see Nick, he has 0 timesheet, and if we go on Thomas, he has 5 timesheet. Now let's connect as Nick Hausen, the human resource officer. If I check his timesheet, he has no timesheet for the moment. So if we go in his messaging tab, and that I refresh the pages, I can see now that he has a kind of dashboard that tell him where he is in his different challenge. He has a default challenge, complete your profile, and he has also the challenge we just have created, telling him that he has to reach 1 timesheet and that he has 0 for the moment. So he will be motivated to go in human resource and create a timesheet. He will create a timesheet for himself. Let's say he work internally 1 hour, and let's save it. Don't forget now to validate the timesheet of Nick Hausen by saving a timesheet sheet. Here we can see that there is 1 hour for internal work. Submitted to manager, and as Nick doesn't have manager, he can approve it. Now we can, for example, say that the challenge is done by setting it to done, or this change of state would be automatically done if you set starting and ending date. Now we can check on the employee form of Nick Hausen. We can see that his goal has been reached, and then he has well received the first timesheet badges.